Guys, good morning, everybody. I want to start with serious news out of Kansas. Residents are returning to the tornado-ravaged Greensburg area this morning. Jeff Goldblatt is there live. What's happening at this hour, Jeff?
Greensburg, Kansas, a shell of its former self. Parts of the city look like a bomb went through it. This was once a community center. You can see that car right there picked up on top of a mound of bricks. Starting at 8 this morning, residents will be bussed in from adjacent communities, and many will get their first opportunity to see what little is left of their former community after a tornado, one of the strongest to come through this part of the country in about 60 years, plowed through Greensburg with winds in excess of 200 miles per hour, and also was on the ground, they say, for about 30 minutes, carving a path 22 miles long. So Greensburg, Kansas, even though 8 people were killed, many residents say they fared actually pretty well, that the tornado siren, which sounded 20 minutes prior to touchdown, saved lives. There are people who are going to get their first chance to see what's left. Randy Fulton, who was the principal of the high school or the elementary school? The high school. Like everyone here, he lost everything. And Randy, it's a question we're asking so many this morning. It's just, how you coping? How you doing?
Well, I think everybody's still in shock, and you know we haven't really had a chance to see everybody. You know, hardly anybody. We're 20 miles away, and we're doing okay.
What are you trying to tell people before they come back to Greensburg this morning about what they're going to see or what little they're going to see?
Well, I think it's it's going to be devastating. Be ready to see something that you've never seen before, because it's unbelievable what the town looks like.
You don't have a church. No churches exist. There are no businesses on Main Street, no high school, no grade school, but I get the sense there's a lot of optimism here. Is that delusional, or what is driving that hope?
Well, I've lived here since '89. I grew up 20 miles away, so this is my hometown, and my kids were born here, and I think a lot of people have that same story. You know, and this was a strong community, a good community. We have a lot of good things going, and we're going to make it work. You know, we're going to come back and rebuild and hopefully make it better.
Before we let Randy go, he has to tell us a story about finding his wife's wedding ring amid all the rubble.
Yeah, we came back after we got our kids situated in a couple families. We took them to Buckland, where my hometown was, and we came back, and there was nothing left but the carpet on our bedroom, and everything else was wiped out, the whole top of the house. But my wife had took her wedding ring off to get ready for bed, and then we went downstairs when the siren rang, and lo and behold, her wedding ring was right in the middle of the floor, like someone had placed it there. So, you know, that made her happy, you know, something, because that's all she had, was what the clothes we had on our backs, and she found her wedding ring. So
you have to start somewhere.
Yeah. You got to look for those things.
Thank you for your time, Randy, this morning, and good luck with the recovery. So Randy's family, they find the wedding ring. We also came across yesterday a family that went back to their home. They didn't expect to find everything, and a friend of the family goes behind a wall, and they're looking in a dresser. Well, what did they find? Something they've been looking for. In a wet, soggy envelope, $700 worth of cash. They joked they were happy to find the money, but they couldn't find a liquor store in order to spend that money. So that's the latest here from Greensburg, where the cleanup, it is incredible, but we're going to now get it back to you in New York.
When you say cleanup, how many of these people, Jeff, do you think are actually going to rebuild there?
You know, I'm going to let you talk to the superintendent here soon, and you can ask him that question, because I'm an outsider.
Yeah.
But 95% of this community, devastated. We're not talking about just a little bit of minor damage. We're talking obliterated, flat.
All right. Jeff Goldblatt reporting live from Greensburg out in Kansas. He said talk to the superintendent of schools. It just so happens we've got him standing by out there at a satellite truck as well. Darren Hendrick joins us right now live from Greensburg. Good morning to you, Darren. Darren, we've seen the pictures. It looks like a bomb went off. We know that you canceled school. What's next? Is school just done for the entire year now?
Yeah, I'd say we just have a couple weeks of school left. We have high school graduation scheduled for next Saturday. Obviously, that won't happen the way we had it planned. We're in the process right now of making arrangements for when we'll have graduation and what other things we can kind of organize, and you get a little bit of closure to the year.
Right.
So we'll be working on that the next few days.
Hey, Darren, how much warning did you have for this? Is there anything that you've gone through that can prepare you for what you're going through?
I don't think there's anything you've gone through that can prepare you what you're going through, but we did have 20-25 minutes of warning. We're real fortunate. It's unfortunate for the loss of life that there was, but we're so thankful for the hundreds and hundreds of lives that were spared, and it's remarkable how many people came through this unscathed as far as health-wise. They may have lost a house and vehicles and maybe a business, but they still have their life and they still have their families.
Hey, Darren, this is so tough for adults to go through, and then you're the superintendent of the schools there. So many kids affected by this. I understand that, as you discussed, school will now be over for the year, but you're trying to keep extracurricular activities going. I see in the notes even that you're trying to keep the golf team going. Then what happens in the fall? Because August is just around the corner, and where will these kids go to school?
Well, we have two districts on either side of us, neighboring districts in Kiowa County, both small districts like us. We've been in contact with them already. We'll access facilities from them. We'll have school in August. It may be in Mullenville or partially in Haviland a little bit while we're rebuilding, but there'll be a community here, there'll be businesses here, there'll be school here. It's just a matter of us working through the difficulties we have, the challenges we have, and take advantage of the opportunity to build ourselves back a little bit bigger and better than we were.
Well, that's the right attitude. Darren, I'm from Kansas, and I've gone through a lot of tornadoes, and in fact, the year I graduated from high school, our town was hit hard, the downtown area. So I kind of know a little bit what you're going through, and I remember that the hardest thing the day after the big storm is every time the wind blows or there's a lightning crack, you get scared all over again. You've had 3 nights of more big storms. So it's just a scary time to be there, isn't it? It's a weird weather time out there.
Yeah, we need a little bit of relief from Mother Nature right now. We had the tornadoes, obviously, a lot of rain. We had a lot of hail yesterday, came down pretty hard. We just hope the locusts don't come, because other than that, we're okay.
Yeah, that's something.
Keeping your sense of humor, that's important.
Hey, my last question to you, just about communication. When I was covering one of those tornadoes over in Orlando, in the Orlando area, a lot of people were saying, I don't know what's going on. I don't know when I can get in. My neighbor's my best source of information. They didn't know where the shelter was. When they got there, it was closed. What's the communication like?
Well, part of the communication problem is we're having a satellite problem.
Yeah, that's our communication, but it looks like he's tapped in.
Our thanks to
apparently residents are coming back in today at 8 a.m. and they're able to go and look through what remains. Much of that, of course, was destroyed, but there was concern about looters, but now residents will be allowed back in.
Also, we know that so many of you are interested. You see these pictures from Kansas and you're thinking, man, those people, a lot of them probably don't have insurance, probably don't have anything. We are going to run at the bottom of our screen throughout our morning program today a couple of numbers where you can donate, also to the Red Cross if you're interested in more information from FEMA, for instance. To donate directly, the number right now is 800-435-7679. 435-7679. Plus, you've got FEMA.
69, I think.
69, thank you very much.
69.
So, there you go. And Red Cross is 1-866-GET-INFO. 1-866-GET-INFO.
And, Steve, you're going to be talking to the governor in a short time, so we'll have more about this as residents have to go in as the sun comes up.